So you want to start a blog and you actually want to make money this year, but you're scared. And that's totally normal. There are a ton of things you can screw up blogging in the first year, but don't worry, I am going to help you figure out the 5 things, the 5 big mistakes that you need to avoid to actually crush it and make money with your blog in your first year. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? This is Bobby Hoyt with the Laptop Empire Show, and I'm going to teach you the 5 things that you need to know not to do to have success with your blog this year. So just a little bit about me. I'm actually a professional blogger. I run a website called millennialmoneyman.com. It's a personal finance blog for, you guessed it, millennials. And it's something that I started back in 2015. I've been doing that professionally for about 4 years now. And I also started Laptop Empires with Mike Yonda. He's the other host you'll see on this show. And we started that together in January of 2018. And in the first 13 months, and no, I'm not making this up, I promise you, first 13 months of Laptop Empires, we did $1 million of revenue online. So I'd like to think that we know a little bit about what we're doing online and definitely know a little bit about blogging, but back to Millennial Money Man, it was something I started when I was a band director, a high school band director. That's what I did when I got out of college. And I did it for a couple years, and I didn't particularly like it a ton because it didn't pay very well, and I worked a lot. And I really just felt like blogging was something that I could do to actually make a lot of money because I saw that people were doing it online. And I thought that it was something that I would be pretty good at. I was really passionate about personal finance. I paid off $40,000 of student loan debt in 18 months on my teaching salary. So I had a story, I had a message, and I wanted to tell more people about personal finance because nobody talks about it, right? It's kind of like a weird taboo subject, even though it's all of us have money. So that's how I started Millennial Money Man. It wasn't something that I was good at. I sucked in the very beginning. Everybody's going to suck at blogging. You're going to suck. I sucked. Every blogger I know that's a professional sucked. Totally cool. Like that's how it works. But over time I got better. And actually after 6 months of blogging a lot while I was still a teacher, I quit my job to run the site full time. And then, 4 years later, I'm here now. I make great money online. My wife was able to leave her job, and it's totally opened up all these doors and possibilities in my life. Now, I am not saying that you can just start a blog, quit your job, and make a ton of money, right? I quit my job because I'm an idiot. Nobody should ever quit their job for a blog the way that I did. Ever. Don't do it. It's a dumb decision. And I will call myself an idiot every single time. But I basically was desperate and I had to make it work, right? So that's my backstory. That's why you should listen to me about blogging because I do it and I make money doing it. And you want to make money doing it too. So I'm going to help you. So 5 mistakes that you need to avoid to actually crush it this year with your blog. The thing is, a lot of people start blogs and then they just kind of fizzle out and they don't really make it and they quit way before they can actually be successful. And it's because they run into all these really common roadblocks. So I'm going to go through those one by one and eliminate those so you can focus on the things that are actually going to make you money and actually give you success with your blog. So, number 1. Just start, right? If you're watching this video right now and you haven't started your blog because you're worried, I'm going to dispel a lot of those big myths that you are probably thinking about right now. The first one is going to be, do people even care what I'm blogging about? Yes, right? It doesn't matter what you want to blog about. You could want to blog about Pokemon cards for all I care. Is it Pokemon? I'm not sure. But you could blog about those cards and somebody's going to follow you, right? You can blog about personal finance like I do. You can blog about fitness. Anything you want to write about, there is some kind of subculture of people that are going to follow you and they're going to love what you talk about. Okay, so that's the first thing. You're definitely going to be able to find people. The other myth that I hear all the time is, are there enough people? And the answer is yes. I have been consistently surprised over the last almost 5 years that I've been doing this professionally, how many human beings are in the world. There are a ton. It is crazy. There are literally millions and millions and millions of people. We don't think about that in our everyday lives, but the internet gives us access to so many people. And so you're going to be able to reach those people, whether it's through Google or Pinterest or Facebook. There are a lot of ways to reach a lot of people. So whatever your idea is, however mainstream or weird or whatever, there's enough people to support whatever you want to do and you can make money, right? So that's the most important thing. But the other thing is just just to start, right? Like a lot of people are worried about like the tech details and like how are they going to actually start writing. They don't know what they want to write about. They don't know what they want to do. Those are all totally common questions and concerns that everybody has. The fortunate thing about blogging is that the barrier to entry is really, really low. There are a lot of companies that have made it extremely easy to just jump right into a blog and make it look pretty good. And you can start writing like the same day, right? So the biggest thing with that, obviously I want you to jump in, but I want you to do one thing for me. Make sure you use self-hosted WordPress. What do I mean? There's WordPress.com, there's like Squarespace, there's probably Blogger. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. There's Medium. There's all these different things that you can use. All you need to use is WordPress.org. So the way you do that, you're actually going to go and find a hosting company. There's a lot of them. So, right, like there's a lot of them out there. You're going to need to buy website hosting on a server, right? Like that's where your website is stored. I'm not going to get into the tech details because it doesn't matter that much. But basically, you need a place to store your website. A couple that come to mind are Bluehost, HostGator, there's A2 hosting. There's a lot of them. I recommend Bluehost just because it's really, really easy to get started. Okay. And it's going to be the cool thing is it's going to be like a one-click install. You sign up for the blog. You're going to put in your credit card information and it's going to be pretty cheap. It's going to be like $3 or $4 per month. Usually on those hosting companies, you have to bill. They get billed a year up front. So if it's like $4 a month or whatever, you're going to have to pay $48 up front. But they do that because it's still cheap compared to most hosting out there. Just trust me. I pay a lot more for website hosting now that my site's a lot bigger. So that's definitely something you're going to have to think about. But you're going to pay for hosting. You're basically going to click a couple buttons and your website's going to be set up. It's really not that hard. Now you are going to have to do some customization of it, but I have something for you. Keep watching to the end of the video and I'm going to tell you about a really, really cool service that we do that's free that hooks you up with all of that stuff. Like you're not even going to have to worry about any of the tech stuff. You're just going to be able to get in there, start your blog, start writing. So that's the big thing. Just start. Use self-hosted WordPress. Don't use WordPress.com or Blogger or Squarespace or any of that stuff. And the reason why I say that is there is not a single professional blogger that I know, and I know a lot of them, that use anything other than self-hosted WordPress. And that's what you're going to get when you use one of those hosting companies like Bluehost. They set it up for you. That's all you need to know. You don't even need to know anything else. Just self-hosted WordPress. Number 2, focus on killer content, right? There are all these things to focus on in the beginning. I'm going to talk about a couple of them, but the biggest thing is your content is what gets people in the door, right? So whatever you have to say, if it's about personal finance, like I was talking about and still do on Millennial Money Man, where I had this message of paying off student loan debt, and you don't have to be in a job you don't like. You don't have to have the same salary forever. You can actually go out there and make more money. You can get your money under control. I had that message. I'm very passionate about it. And so I wrote about it, but I spent a lot of time in the beginning making sure that the content that I put out was really, really good and unique and had my voice and my story, right? So there's a couple of ways that you need to do that. And the biggest one is just spend a lot of time creating one killer piece of content per week. You can do, like, you'll see all this advice out there about like you need 3 per week and 2 per week or whatever. That's not true. Start with one piece of content per week. Do it like every Monday, post every Monday at like 9 a.m. if you want. Just be consistent and just focus on making it the best content that you possibly can put together, right? And when I say best content, I mean something that actually is interesting, something that really tells your story, something that you feel really good about putting out. Because if you feel good about putting it out, other people are going to like it. So if you follow that plan, just do 1 per week for the first several months. You're going to get traction because it's great content, right? It's not about volume. It's not about all that stuff. Maybe when you get further into the game, but in the beginning, don't worry about that, right? Just all you need to focus on is making 1. Third thing, after you're creating this content that's awesome once per week, you're going to focus on one social media channel, right? There are so many different things. You can do Twitter, you can do Facebook, you can do, you can do Reddit, you can do Quora. There are like a million different places you can go to try to distribute your content. But everybody that I've seen that tries to do all of them all at once gets overwhelmed. It's a lot to do all of this different distribution across social media channels. So just pick one. In the beginning, I focused on Twitter because that's just what I used. A lot of people I would say actually should focus on Facebook because there's a lot of traffic and opportunity to be had there. Or you can focus on Instagram. It really doesn't matter. Just pick one thing and get really, really good at it. You'll notice that as I go through this, I'm just trying to tell you to keep it simple, right? One piece of content, one social media channel. Don't try to do everything all at once because you have tons of time to grow, right? Blogging is a long game. It's not something that you're just going to get rich quick and just be able to have a huge presence on all these social media channels. It just doesn't work that way. If you pick one, you're not going to get overwhelmed. There's a good chance you're doing this in your spare time, just like I was when I was a high school band director. You don't have time to do all of those different channels. Just pick one. It's fine, right? And get really good at it. And then once you're really, really great at one social media channel, then you move to the next one. It's really that simple, right? So keep it simple. 4, grow your email list. I can't emphasize this enough. Grow your email list. Every professional blogger that I've ever talked to, including myself, wishes that we had started our email lists and started emailing our list way, way sooner, right? It's one of the most important things that you can do as a blogger, and it's going to help you make a lot of money if you can start growing that list from the very beginning. Now let me explain why. So you can get traffic from all over the place on the internet, Google and Pinterest and Facebook and whatever. Like there's a million different places to get traffic. The thing is, you don't own any of that traffic, right? Like you don't own Google, you don't own Facebook, you don't own Pinterest, right? You can't control them. If they make an algorithm change, you could lose all of your traffic overnight. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you, but the reality is you just don't control those platforms. So you can do all these things and optimize your post to rank really well on Google, and you can pay for Facebook traffic, and you can pay for Pinterest ads, or you can do tons of organic Pinterest pinning. But the reality is, that traffic comes, a lot of it is going to leave your site and never come back. Okay. And it's not your fault. It's not like you're a bad person or anything. That's just the way it works in blogging. But if you're getting people onto your email list, you can remarket to them forever, right? They're on your email list. You own that email, sort of, right? So that's the biggest deal. So how do you get people on your email list? I'm going to give you a very simple thing that you can do from the beginning. You're going to create what I call, and every other marketer in the world calls, a lead magnet. Very simple. All you're doing is basically bribing people to get on your email list. So think PDF guide, ebook, free training, free webinar training, whatever. Something that solves the pain point of your audience, right? That's it. So for me, a PDF guide is something that's like a top 10 budgeting templates, right? Because everybody that comes to my site is interested in budgeting. They're personal finance people. Or 10 side hustles you need to know about in 2019, right? And you make it a downloadable guide, and then you hook it up to an email provider like MailChimp or ConvertKit. And so they sign up, they click, you've done this before. You sign up with your email, you click the submit button, and then it'll send. And it's very easy to set those things up. Even a beginner can do it. And it'll send it to your email and to your reader. And that's it. Then they're on your email list forever. They got something free, and you can write emails to them. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do. You can sell products through email marketing. You don't need to worry about all that stuff in the beginning, but just create a lead magnet. Get it on your site, right? If you have like a piece of content about budgeting or whatever, put your budgeting lead magnet there and start growing your email list from the very, very beginning. You have to do it. If you don't do it, I'm going to be mad at you. You have to do it. Number 5. Freelance. Okay, so there are all these things that everybody wants to do when they start their blog. They want to make just like magic money when they sleep, and they just want to wake up and be like, oh, I did 15 course sales overnight and I made $20,000, or I'm making $10,000 a month in display ads. I'm going to be real with you right now. That's not how it works, especially in the first year. You aren't going to make jack from display ads. You might make like $3, which is exactly how much I had made when I quit my teaching job, which is why I say don't do what I did, because I'm an idiot. So you might make a couple of dollars with display ads. The reality is, with any kind of ads on your site, you need tons and tons and tons of traffic to come, and you're just not going to have that in the beginning. And that's okay. Like, it takes a long time to get traffic. Sorry. Spoiler alert. It's a business, and it takes a while to actually grow. But the fastest way that you can actually make money is through freelance services. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about freelance writing, digital marketing, and I'll go into that a little bit more in depth, editing, proofreading, right? There are tons of graphic design. If you know how to do stuff on Photoshop, somebody's going to pay you money, right? So those are things you can do. For me personally, when I quit my job and I was blogging and I was running Millennial Money Man, I wasn't making any money, I had to do something to bring the bills in. I convinced my wife that this was all a good idea, and she was like, yeah, that sounds great. Quit your job for your blog. Good idea. Right. And so I did. And then I realized quickly, like, oh man, this is a terrible idea. I was basically not making any money. I was getting desperate. And that's when I actually got connected with the jeweler that did my wife's engagement ring, and I started doing digital marketing work for them. The owner of the jewelry company, he liked my blog. He was into personal finance too, and he saw me doing my thing for a while, and then eventually he reached out and he was like, "Hey, we need somebody to manage our website and like help us grow our online presence." And because I had been running a blog for a while, I knew how to do that. You're basically like a jack of all trades as a blogger. You have to know just like a little bit about how websites work. But there were a lot of things that I could do, like their social media posting and writing content for them. And that's how I started making my first money blogging. It wasn't actually through display ads or courses or, sponsorships or any of that kind of stuff. Those are all ways that I make money now. But back then I was making money with freelance marketing. So I actually want to tell you really quick about a course that we have at Laptop Empires called the Facebook Side Hustle course. And that teaches you how to make $1,000 to $2,000 per month per client running Facebook ads for local businesses. It's down in the description below. Check it out and just see if it's a good fit for you. But if you're a blogger and you want to make money quickly, that's a good way to do it. It's going to teach you how to get clients and actually make money that you can put back into your blog in the form of like design and running ads and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to be able to actually grow it quickly. So that's the deal though. You have to be able to work for somebody else or be willing to work for somebody else by doing some kind of freelance writing, something like that. So put a hire me page on your blog. And if you want to do freelance writing, if you want to do graphic design, if you want to do, Pinterest pinning management for other people, put that on a hire me page from the very beginning of your blog. You'll make money faster that way than you will with all of the bloggy things that everybody thinks that you make money with. Okay, I'm going to give you a bonus number 6. So basically what you need to do right now, if you want to start a blog and you don't want to do any of the technical stuff, you're worried about having to do like the mumbo jumbo stuff that I was talking about with self-hosted WordPress and all of that, and you just want somebody to do it for you, we do that at Laptop Empires for you for free. All you have to do is check it out in the description. We have a service called Launch That Blog. We've linked to it below. All you have to do is click on it, check it out. Basically, it works like this. You pay for hosting through our affiliate link, right? So we get a cut of that money, but it's not anything extra for you. And then you fill out a form and you say, hey, Laptop Empires guys, create my blog for me. And then within 3 business days, we turn it around and you're going to have a blog ready to go that you did not have to do anything to. We also send you customization videos from our web developer at Laptop Empires. He's going to teach you exactly how to make the blog look exactly the way you want it. So it's going to look awesome. And then you're going to get a bunch of training videos from me. I actually sat down and created a lot of exclusive trainings that you can only get through Launch That Blog, and you're going to get them delivered for free. So it's kind of a win-win, right? You start your blog. You don't have to worry about any of the stuff that's scary. We do all of that stuff for you and give you a ton of free stuff. And again, I've said free like 40 times because it's all free. So those are the 5 things you need to focus on. I'm going to run back through them really quick. 1, just start. 2, focus on content. 3, 1 social media channel. That's all you get. Don't try to do more. 4, grow your email list, lead magnet, right? You need something that provides value to somebody else. Put it on your blog so they can get it and get on your email list. Just trust me, you'll learn a lot more about email as you go, but that's the one thing you need to do from the very beginning. And then 5, be willing to freelance, right? You're not going to make any money from display ads. You're just not. I'm sorry. Be willing to freelance. That's where you're going to make a lot of money in the beginning. And then you can use that money to put it back into your blog and grow it. And then you can make money with all the cool, fancy courses and all that stuff that I make money with and we make money with at Laptop Empires. And then the last one, the bonus, check out Launch That Blog. If you want to start a blog, we make it super easy for you. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe below. Give us a thumbs up. If you want online business tips and you want to learn how to blog, you want to learn how to make money online, you want to learn how to freelance and do things like make money with Facebook ads, running them for local businesses, make sure you subscribe. We talk about this stuff every single week, and I will see you next time.